What's up, YouTube? And happy Aries season to all of my Aries out there. Happy birthday, happy solar return, and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Okay? And if you are just now finding my channel, like, for the first time, hey, here we use information from celestial bodies to help us gain a better understanding of our favorite celebrities, world events, but most importantly, our damn selves. Hit the subscribe button to become a part of the family, and then just come on in and have a seat, okay? And to all of my returning subscribers, welcome back, baby. Today, I am coming to y'all with 5 things that I love about Aries, specifically Aries women, because I just feel like women are superior. And no shade is really no shade to the males. Shout out to my male viewership. I love y'all to pieces. The male Astro members, I love y'all. But we're going to talk about the women. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and subsequently ushers in the beginning of the new year, which is contrary to what most have been led to believe or taught as the government and publicly recognized New Year date would be January 1st. However, the thing that these two dates have in common is that they both take place during a cardinal season. And cardinal seasons in general, which will be Cancer season, Capricorn season, Aries season, Libra season, ushers in a lot of new change, just as a whole. But particularly when we're talking about Aries season, it's the shift to the spring solace. It's ushering in and supposed to be very symbolic of new life. And with new life comes vivaciousness and vitality. And if you ask me, fun, which brings me to reason number 5, my 5th favorite thing that I love about Aries women in particular, but we could say Aries in general. But once again, I'm talking to my girlies, is that they are hella fun. Hands down. I've never went anywhere with the Aries woman and not had the time of my life. Or at the very least, the adventure of my life. And as a Sag sun, a fellow fire sign, I take my adventure very seriously. And it's because of that, no matter whether there's a good time to be had or a horrible time to be had, if you link up with an Aries, you're still going to have fun. It's going to be memorable. You know, I never linked with an Aries and thought to myself like, damn, this is boring. Damn, uneventful. I'm going to forget this. I could have stayed at home for this. Never happened. And I have a best friend who's an Aries, and we always talk about how every time we get together, it's a whole adventure. It's a whole escapade. And I'm here for it. I'm just here for it. It also helps that Mars rules Aries, and as a planet, Mars directly governs action. You could always say an Aries woman is about that action. And you can apply that however you choose, okay? Which brings me to the 4th thing that I love about Aries women is that they are assertive. So speaking of that Martian energy, which can make a person very highly energy oriented or just very action oriented, self-motivated, or even self-determined. These are also people who are not afraid of conflict. And of course, they get the reputation for the lower polarity expression of this, which would be like, you know, the Aries with no impulse control who like to fight all the time. But that's aggression, right? Lower octave Aries is aggression. Higher octave Aries, because I'm talking about what I love, right? Higher octave Aries is assertiveness, which healthy conflict resolution does require assertiveness. It does. And that's the reason why Aries is the opposite sign of Libra, because it's a part of what's needed in regards to having balanced relationships with people and yourself. Conflict is healthy. Conflict is needed. Okay? And a lot of times they can draw from that Libra polarity in terms of their ability to handle conflict resolution effectively, of course, depending on other factors in the chart. But some of your higher vibrating Aries, a lot of them actually, are still very much no nonsense, don't take no shit, and can coexist in some of the best, highest, even well-respected spaces in society But don't get it fucked up. Like, they're going to advocate for themselves. They're going to stand up for themselves. And a lot of that also is tied to how self-serving and self-focused Mars is in nature. So operating based on one's own self-interest, or even when it comes to self-preservation. These are people who are willing to do whatever it takes, including being assertive, including facing challenges, people, places, or things head on, period. And there's going to be times in life where that's going to be needed. And of course, it needs to be expressed in a healthy or a constructive way. But, they have some excellent raw material. They're naturally predisposed towards that energy. And I love that about them. I absolutely adore it. Another drawback of this energy that I see and just observe in Aries women is that because of how assertive they are and can be, they can often get misconstrued for being masculine, which, based on their planet of rulership, Mars is a very masculine planet. And it endows them with a lot of traits that people tend to socialize us to believe are synonymous with men and, masculine energy. And of course, assertiveness is one of those. And the lower octave of that could also express itself in bossiness, being rude, or someone who is just very disagreeable, does not get along with others. And the darkest of the dark side, Aries, especially the women, could be haters, like really hater-based, catty. That's why Aries does square Cancer, and Cancer deals with women. But that's a different video for a different day, okay? And some good celebrity examples of this energy would be Diana Ross. Of course, she has gotten a reputation and a lot of blowback and controversy for being arguably a bitch in regards to like the Supremes, and how she leveraged her relationship with Berry Gordy and the men around her to really prop herself up. And, we could talk about whether we personally agree with that or not. But in context with what I do love about Aries women is that she created that opportunity for herself. She prioritized herself and her own desires enough to put herself in position where she was able to make her own name. Because of all the Supremes, she is absolutely the most memorable one. She's the one who left that kind of mark, that Aries mark. And a lot of times it could require you to be competitive, having to beat out the next person and just having that mindset. Another good example of this would be Mariah Carey, although she also gains the reputation for exuding the lower vibrational part of this energy, which is like being bossy and, just that diva kind of particular nature where their personality may be very, just people who are problematic. Dark side of Aries can be problematic. And, but on the up and up, I love the fact that Mariah Carey is going to speak her mind. She's going to say exactly how she feels about something. And that very, I'm going to keep it real kind of, and even just stand up for myself demeanor. She even exuded that when her ex, Tommy Mottola, was doing a lot of sabotaging of her career back in like the 90s and early 2000s. She was very vocal about that. It's that kind of even bravery that comes with being assertive, or the type of bravery or courage that one would need to be assertive and kind of, take up space on their own accord. The next thing that I love about Aries women is that they are often raw and unfiltered. And this is because Aries, once again, is the opposing sign of Libra. Libra deals with refinement because of its Venus rulership. It deals with all things elegant and graceful, and it has this kind of appeal to beauty or things that are pleasant, while Aries, ruled by Mars, on the other hand, is the total opposite. Okay, it's too busy doing, it's too busy having, and it's too much like on the go to be focused with that, right? A lot of times, Aries individuals lack patience. They don't have the patience to dress it up and make it cute for you. They don't have the patience to just sit back and temper and measure what they say, what they do, how they do it. And this could make them come off very unrefined, or they could be very crass, especially once again for the women, because these are all traits that most people would ascribe to men, right? So a lot of Aries women, once again, also kind of get their reputation for being rough or masculine to an extent because of the crassness. A lot of them could be tomboys. Even if they're not a tomboy, you don't have to be a tomboy in any way to just be or come across as someone who could just be very even vulgar, or just in some cases, just some people could find it gross, even in regards to how they go about their sexuality, or really whatever they do, they're going to put it on the table. It is what it is. This is how what you see is what you get. Is raw. You may like it, you may not. And somebody who really put me in this state of mind was, I think her name is Sexy Red from St. Louis. Shout out to STL, okay? And she has that, I'm out of town, thugging with my ram, my pussy pink, my booty hole brown. Now, I know a lot of people loathe this song, especially if you are a hardcore hip-hop head and everything has to be super lyrical for you to just really get into, right? But if you take it for what it is, it's a pretty catchy tune. It's fun. And I found out Sexy Red is actually an Aries. She was born April 15th. I'm just waiting on her age so I can calculate her date of birth, in terms of the birth year. And I might do a reading on her. Side note. So if y'all know how old she is, drop down in the comment section. Let me know so we can get a natal chart reading going for Sexy Red. However, she is an up-and-coming artist from St. Louis, Missouri. Very raunchy, very just banshee energy in your face, and her and Sukiyana basically broke the internet the other day after pictures of them being dog walked on a leash. Well, not really a leash, but it was like an imaginary leash by NLE Chopper. So this is just to paint the picture that, a lot of times Aries women can even come off as downright trashy, just, or low class, low brow. And, these aren't really in accordance to my standards, but, to societal standards and for a lot of people's tastes, honestly. But I think it's fun. I love it about them. I love me a old ratchet Aries woman. Put it on the table. Be who you are. You know exactly who you dealing with up front. And that's also a part of what makes them fun. So, go back to reason 5 why I love Aries women. The second thing I love about Aries women is that they are bold. And I guess you could say this kind of goes hand in hand with them being assertive as well. But the boldness that an Aries woman tends to portray is one that can make her very different. Or at least she's very noticeable. Even down to their physical appearance and their aesthetic. Archetypically Aries woman, if she really embraces that Aries energy, she's going to wear very bright colors. She has a very distinct look. They can even make loud or bright choices with their lipstick, makeup, so on and so forth. As you can see, Sexy Red is another really good example of that, because she has that signature red hair, but she also puts all other kind of colors in it. And I mean, for what it's worth, I like it, right? Aries women are not afraid to be bold, to be daring, to take a risk. And that kind of just translate into different parts of their lives. But definitely when it comes to their aesthetic, I can appreciate, once again, a person who is very just, hey, here I am, look at me, get a load of me, and you can like it or you cannot. And, that kind of is also what makes Aries so original too, where they can just end up having their own signature style, their own way, and they pride originality above all. So, that's what's up. And then finally, I love Aries women because they are very much passion driven, and when they really set their intentions on something, if it's something that they're passionate about it, they are going to chase it. you know. Now, Aries may lose steam after a while, you know. A lot of Aries people can find themselves in situations where if there's a lot of obstacles and roadblocks in the way of the things that they want to pursue, it can be really hard keeping that stamina going long term, which is why Aries does square Capricorn, which deals with like challenges, time, trials, tribulations, and obstacles. But once again, if it's something that they're passionate about, they're going to keep coming back to it and coming back to it. There's something to be said about a person who aims to live a life that they are excited about, is the best way to put it, even. And so that natural, and I could argue that passion nature, like, could be something that could be attributed to various different people, but especially when we talk about something that all fire signs have in common, Leo, Aries, as well as Sagittarius. But, you know, it's something I can appreciate, and it's something that I can respect. So with that being said, this concludes my video. Y'all drop down in the comments section. Let me know what are some of your favorite qualities about Aries. Do you know an Aries? Are you an Aries yourself? So yeah, y'all practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.